Hello, people of the YouTube world and all who are watching this. I am Mackenzie901K and welcome to Summerween. If you guys are new, if you guys don't know what Summerween is, nobody explains Summerween better than Grunkle Stan himself.
Summerween! The people of this town love Halloween so much they celebrate it twice a year.
Summerween? Something about this feels unnatural.
So, Summerween for me though is going to be a little bit different than the Gravity Falls episode because Summerween is actually a week-long readathon hosted by Gabby Reads. Gabby Reads is also here on YouTube if you guys want to go check her out. This is like a very well thought out, structured thing. There is reading prompts, Instagram prompts, there's so many different things that you can do. So we are going to be following the reading prompts this week and I have a whole TBR curated around each prompt. So I think we should go ahead and we should get into the TBR. I have talked about the TBR a little bit. Also in this video, we're not just going to be doing some reading because I wanted to do some other fun things as well. So on top of reading some cozy books, we're actually going to be doing some fun themed cozy gaming. We're going to watch some fun themed cozy shows and movies. We may have a special guest in this video. And then also we are going to be doing some fun baking, not really baking, more like cooking because I have a fun food item that I really want to do, so we will hopefully be able to get to all of that. But I think first we should talk about the TBR and the TBR that I have curated for this video. It is definitely a tentative TBR because there are quite a bit of books on here that I don't think I'm going to get to all of them. I'm not really trying to get to all of them, but they are interchangeable with some of the prompts. Let's go ahead and let's start off with the first book that we are actually going to be reading in this video, and that is going to be the Nancy Drew Diaries, Secrets at Mystic Lake. This is a cute little Nancy Drew book that I had picked up a few months ago and I have been saving it for Summerween. I think that it is perfect. I am very excited to fully get into it. I have read a little bit of it. We are currently on chapter 2, so I definitely want to knock this book out today and then pick up something else, but I'm not really sure what yet, but this is for sure what we are starting off with. And then the next book that I have is The Hobbit or There and Back Again. This is by J.R.R. Tolkien. I am obsessed with Lord of the Rings. I absolutely adore Lord of the Rings so much. It is one of my favorite fantasy movie series. It's so good, it's so fun. I wouldn't necessarily say it's cozy, but to me it just brings all the fun fantasy vibes. So this one is just about the hobbits and I am super duper stoked to get into this. I definitely really want to try to pick this up because I am so intrigued by this book. I want all the cozy fun vibes. Then we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This one is very on theme because our girl Addie LaRue is a ghost of sorts, but she makes a deal with the devil and then she walks around and she's pretty much immortal and she meets people, and when she meets these people they instantly forget her. So kind of like a ghosty vibe, kinda. So I'm very excited to get into this as well. I hope that I can read this. I'm very nervous to read this because I've heard very conflicting things about this book. I've heard that it's fast-paced, I've heard that it's slow-paced, I've heard that it's really interesting, I've heard that's really boring. So we will see, but I'm very intrigued about The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Then we have Good Girl, Bad Blood. This is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder last year. I absolutely adored it. I cannot wait to get into this. There's also a show coming out soon about the Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I think it's the first book though. It's not really the rest of the series. I still want to read some more in the series, and this is perfect because one of the prompts in particular does always mention reading a thriller or horror. So I'm not a horror girl. I don't really read horror books, but this sounds perfect for that prompt. And then we have a graphic novel. This is Summer Vamp. It honestly reminds me of Gravity Falls, and that is exactly why I picked it up, because the little title here and sort of kind of the art style as well reminds me of Gravity Falls. So I'm very excited for this as well. All I know is that she believes she's going to a culinary camp, but she's actually going to a vampire camp. Go figure. Then we have What You Gonna Do. This is just a cute little romance if I want to change pace into something a little bit more lighter but still has that fantastical witchy element. I don't really know much about this. All I know is that our main character, the female main character in this book, is a witch, but she can't do magic or something like that. And there's also a romance. I believe this is like a rivals to lovers, so I'm intrigued by it. Then we have another graphic novel. This is Seraphina and the Black Cloak. This is just a spooky little graphic novel. I don't really know what this is going to be about. All I know is that there's this forest and Seraphina shouldn't go in there, but I believe she does eventually venture in there because children start disappearing. Very intrigued by this as well. This art style is also really pretty. Like, look at that. A very pretty, very spooky art style. And then we have Tress of the Emerald Sea. This one I do believe that I'm going to be interchanging with The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I don't necessarily know for sure if I want to read this one or that one, but there is a prompt in there that is, it says to read a book with a title that's 5 words or longer. So either one of these I'm going to read. I'm very excited for this one though. I don't really know anything about this other than there's pirates in here. Brandon Sanderson originally wrote this for his wife, which I thought was so sweet, and then she convinced him to publish it. Then the last book that I have here is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. So if you've been on my channel for a minute, I actually read Fear the Flames last year, but she got traditionally published and I was lucky enough to get sent a copy of an arc early through Dell Romance or Penguin Random House. So a huge thank you to Dell Romance and Penguin Random House for sending me this arc. I'm very, very excited to get into this. It was one of my favorite reads of last year, and it is definitely very different because the original indie published book is about 570 pages and this one is only 370 pages, so I thought that was a very big swap. I definitely really want to get into this, but we will see, of course. So that is the TBR. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually getting ready to head out for the day. I don't really know what all we're going to get into. We may stop by the library. I kind of want to just peek in and say, hey, how y'all doing? And look at all the beautiful books. I do have a book to return to, so we may be stopping by the library today and then go just vibe and chill and just say hey to everybody and be like, I'm out in the world. While we are doing that, I definitely want to pick up some more of the Nancy Drew book, and then after that I think what I'm maybe planning on reading next and what I really want to read next is going to be Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, because this book is probably the book that I am the least excited to get into out of this whole TBR. I have heard that the first part of this is a little bit slower, but it does get into it, so hopefully I'll be able to get into it. I'm really excited about it. So I think these are going to be our next 2 reads. So I think without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's jump right on into just getting into Summerween. I'm pumped.
Woke up wanting you beside me. I don't know what else to say. Ain't no particular reason, just hit by your wave. Maybe I'll grab a cup of coffee and listen to our favorite song.
Hello everybody. So it has been a little bit since I updated the vlog. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna update. I do have a bit of a haul. I have some book updates and I have a wee bit of a library haul. I think we should just get into the kind of craft haul that I have. I went to Joann's, as you guys seen a few days ago, and I wanted to sit down and kind of show you guys what I got. So the first couple things that I picked up some yarn. So I picked up some yarn and I picked up a bigger crochet hook. I don't know if I've talked about it on here, but I have started doing a little bit of crocheting, not nothing too crazy. But I decided to pick up some yarn because I want to do a project. I actually want to try to make something, because with my crocheting that I have been doing, I haven't really been making anything. I've just really been working on the technique. So I want to try to make a very simple pumpkin. I don't know if we'll do that in this vlog, but I would like to attempt it eventually. I'm really excited about it. And then I did also pick up these cute little socks. They have a mushroom on them. They are so cute, and they're fuzzy socks, and I am obsessed with them. And then the final thing that I picked up, because Joann's right now is having a sale on all of their like fall decor, which if you guys are in the mood to go fall decor shopping, go to Joann's, because it was like 40% off. It was a pretty good deal. But anyway, so I did get these two little guys. They are so cute. So I got two little ghosties. They're both a little bit different. One of them's a little bit bigger than the other, and I thought that they were so cute. I got a little ghost similar to this last year, and I was just obsessed with him, so I got two more. So I thought that I could set these up somewhere, and they do light up. How stinking freaking cute. I'm obsessed. I think that these are so perfect, so I thought we could set them up for the video, because how perfect. So now I also went to the library and I did end up picking up 3 books. So the first book that I picked up was Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. And all I know about this book is it's like a parody book, and like that sounds like a fun time. So I don't really know anything outside of that, but I did look at this the last time I went to the library in my like doing bookish things for a day video, or whatever I titled that video, I can't remember. And then I also picked up The Burning Witch. So funny story, I have actually owned The House Witch, which is the 3rd book in this series, and I had no idea it was a series. Why didn't anybody tell me that it was a series? I don't know, but it is, and this is the 1st book in the series. Oh, I kind of know about this one. I did try to read the back of this one when I picked it up in the library. It says that there is a girl named Katrina. She has some powers, like fire powers, and I think this is going to be like a very questy book. It seems like there's going to be a love interest as well, so I'm very intrigued to read this. And I also thought the cover was so cute as well, so I picked up that one. And then the last book that I picked up was Dawn of Onyx. I've seen this book everywhere on TikTok recently, so I have been waiting for it to come back in at my library, and I'm so glad that I picked it up, because I have been wanting to read this book for so long. So I don't really know what this one is about either, but I just know that it's some type of fantasy romance, and it was actually in the romance section. It wasn't in the fantasy section, so I am very intrigued to read this. I also have 2 reading updates that we need to talk about quickly. So the first one that I have is Nancy Drew. This is Nancy Drew, The Secret at Mystic Lake. This is the first book that I have fully completed for Summerween. So this one is following our main character, Nancy Drew. And Nancy Drew and a couple of her friends decide that they want to go on this biking adventure. They go on this adventure and some weird stuff starts going down. They get their tents stolen. stolen, then their trip leader Caitlin disappears, and then their tires get slashed on their bikes. It was a crazy time. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna rate this book, probably like a 3.5 star. I still really enjoyed it. Was it like the most life-changing book ever? No. It is a middle grade book. I really didn't expect too much from this book, but it was really fun, and it did have a really fun mystery, and I did really like the quickness of it. Because this book is so short, I feel like we really got right to the mystery point rather quickly. So I did really enjoy this. I really want to pick up some more Nancy Drew books in the fall, and I do have some lined out for the fall time. I am really excited to continue reading some more. It was a really fun time. But I will say, the mystery in that book was super predictable. So now what I am currently reading and hoping to finish as soon as possible is Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. I'm finding that I am just not really loving this one as much as the Good Girls Guide to Murder book. I really liked A Good Girls Guide to Murder, and I still really like this one. It's just not my favorite. In this one, we're following our main character, Pip, and Pip, she's not a detective anymore. Some stuff went down in the first book, and she decides to put the detective life kind of behind her. So something happens, and one of her friends goes missing, or it's like her friend's brother goes missing, and she needs to get back into the detective life. Here we are now. It is a very, very slow book. I am not really vibing with how slow it is. It's just taking a while to get somewhere with it, and I am currently 168 pages in, and it is still just taking such a long time to get anywhere. So I think that I need to still kind of try to finish as much of this as possible, because I am losing the momentum to read this book. So this is what we are currently reading. Now, as far as what we're reading next, I don't really know. I kind of want to read one of my graphic novels, but other than that, I really don't know, and I'm looking at my stack of books back there. So I don't know what exactly I want to read yet. We will decide that when we finish Good Girl Bad Blood. After I get off work today, my fiance and I are going to the grocery store to get some stuff to make a spooky pizza, and this spooky pizza is quite literally going to be a ghost-shaped pizza, or at least that's how I'm hoping it will turn out. I thought that would be such a fun thing to do. I am gonna go read some more of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and then I am going to decide what to pick up next, and we'll also set up our little ghosty friends somewhere. So I'll talk to you guys in just a bit. Hello everybody, I have a couple of book updates, but first I do want to talk about the pizza experience. That was fun. It's been a long time since I've like sat down and made like a full homemade, well really it wasn't like a full homemade pizza because like still bought the stuff for it, didn't make all the stuff for it, but it's been a while since I've made a homemade-esque pizza. It turned out pretty good. I think that it turned out really good. The shape is questionable. but the taste was fine. But now I have two little book updates. So the first book update that I have is that I have a book update for Good Girl Bad Blood. I did finish this a little bit earlier at work. I don't know really how I feel about this one. I definitely think that I was not as intrigued in this book as I was in the first book in this series. So that I think was my first problem. Second problem is I was forewarned that this beginning was going to be slow, and it was. It definitely felt like a slower mystery, and we could have probably gotten to things a little bit snappier. I still think that it is a very okay book, and I'm still probably going to give it like a, I don't know, probably give it like a 3.5. I just wasn't like super duper captivated. I mean, there were points in the story where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm getting into it. I want to know, of course I wanted to know what happened to the character that we were investigating. Other than that, for me, it was kind of a flop. I definitely think that I do want to finish the series, though. I do own the final book in this series, so I definitely will be at some point finishing this series. So I do want to know what ends up happening with Pip, because some things go down at the end of this book, and it definitely alters the brain chemistry for Pip. So I am very intrigued. Out of the two, the first one is by far my favorite. Now what we have, or what I've decided to pick up, is I have decided to pick up Seraphina and the Black Cloak, because this is just going to be like a short little graphic novel. Like, she is teeny tiny. It doesn't even have a page count. It's so small. So this is what we're going to be picking up next. I did read a little bit of it. You guys did see me kind of pick up a little bit of it earlier, but I didn't really read a lot of it, so I do want to read some more of this, and I am really obsessed with the art style in here. Also, let's do a check-in on the prompt situation, and we'll do a check-in and see where we're at on the prompts, because of course that's the whole point of the readathon, is to get as many of the prompts done as you can and have a good time. So I have the thriller that was Good Girl Bad Blood. I had Nancy Drew for the Read a Book with a Night Sky on the cover. This one is going to be for the prompt Read a Book with 5 words in the title. And then we're gonna have, so I don't know if Fear the Flames takes place in summer. I'm gonna look that up. I kind of want to say it does, because from what I can remember, it kind of feels like it does take place in summer, but that's kind of the one that I am leaning towards. Oh wait, no, I have Summer Vamp. That takes place in summer, so I probably will read Summer Vamp for that prompt, and then we will include Fear the Flames just so we can have another book. But we'll figure all that out later. For now, we are sticking with Seraphina and the Black Cloak being our next read. So here's what I think I want to do for the rest of the night. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go do some book organization, because my bookshelves, there's a lot of books kind of everywhere right now. I have something else that I kind of want to do tonight as well. So there's this game that I really have been wanting to play more of. It's perfect for Summerween because it's called Cozy Grove, and Cozy Grove is pretty much you're a spirit scout. You just kind of help out the spirits around the town, and you make this place a better place. You do a bunch of stuff. You like unlock more of the map. You bring back the color into the world. It's a very, very, very cute little game. I definitely think that we should play some more. Let's go ahead and let's get into the book organizing, and then we will play a little bit of Cozy Grove and read Seraphina and the Black Cloak. And I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hello everybody. So I do have a book update for you. It is currently the next evening. I did finish Seraphina and the Black Cloak. I will say that I'm extremely happy with this one. So I can actually tell you guys now what it's about. In this, you're following our main character Seraphina, and Seraphina has always been tucked away. This takes place in the Biltmore estate. She's kind of always been tucked away. She's never really like talked to anybody in the Biltmore estate. Her dad is like the maintenance guy, and one night she is up. She does like some mice catching. She's up one night and she hears this girl scream. She finds this person in a black cloak. She's like, "What are you?" The girl disappears. So it is now up to Seraphina to figure out what happened to this girl, and there's also like other children disappearing too. It's not just the girl that disappeared, so she has to figure out what happened to them. So overall, I did enjoy it. I don't think I'm gonna give it a rating though, just because I didn't really like super duper enjoy it, and I normally don't rate graphic novels unless they're like a 4.5 star and above. Sometimes I'll give them a rating, but this one I don't think I'm going to, because I did super duper enjoy it. Also, fun fact, this is actually, and I probably should have paid attention, but this is actually a novel. This was like inspired by or adapted into graphic novel form, but it is an actual middle grade novel. I believe it's called the Seraphina series, and there's 4 other books in this series, so who'd have thunk? Now what we are reading is we are reading Fear the Flames. I'm currently on page 10, so I'm not very far, but I am very, very, very excited to get into this, because from what I can remember, I did really super duper enjoy this book last year when I read it. So I am extremely excited to read it. But first, before we get into reading, I do have some fun plans. So tonight, Katie and I are going to be watching the Gravity Falls Summerween episode. I'm so excited. Gravity Falls is a very big thing for me, because not only does my fiance love Gravity Falls, I also really love Gravity Falls, and it's a perfect thing because there's a whole episode called Summerween. Katie and I are about to do that in like 30 minutes. So I'm pumped, I'm stoked. I don't know what else we're gonna do tonight. That'll probably be it, because Summerween is actually sadly coming to a rapid end. I think it did end today for some people, but Katie and I actually extended it. So we both started it on Saturday. It's now Thursday. And I still have one more book that I have to read for one of the other prompts, and I still need to like get some. Honestly, I've been reading like all of these books technically in the dark, because I do read at nighttime. I haven't recorded it, so like there's no proof to the pudding. I will film some b-roll later of me reading Fear the Flames in the dark, so we can have some b-roll and we can say that we read in the dark. And then I do have one more prompt that I need to finish, and that is read a book that takes place in summer. And for that one, I'm thinking that we read Summer Vamp. This girl is supposed to be going to a culinary camp and somehow ends up at a camp for vampires. I'm gonna pick some of this up too, and it also reminds me of Gravity Falls, like the art. So I'm gonna pick this up, but for now we're gonna read some more of this, and we're gonna go watch the Summerween episode, and I'm very excited. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
Yeah.
I pressed record and all you heard was yeah.
I'm just doing it.
Would you like to say hi to the vloggy vlog?
Yes, I would. Hello, Mackenzie's vlog. I'm so excited for our plans tonight. We're gonna watch some Gravity Falls. It's gonna be so fire. Sorry, I just said fire unironically.
Thanks.
You should subscribe to Mackenzie.
You should subscribe to Katie. Go subscribe to Katie. She's awesome.
You flatter me. Truly. Happy Summerween.
Happy Summerween. Hello everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed my spread, because I definitely think that it is super cute. It did turn out real good in my opinion, so I'm not mad about it. Also, I hope you enjoyed mine and Katie's little bit of content. Anyway. So with that being said, I do have a couple book updates for you. I did go ahead and read Summer Vamp. I fully read through this last night. I will say that it was quite enjoyable. I definitely really liked it. I'm not going to give it a rating, however, because while I really liked it, it wasn't like a favorite, so it is what it is. I do think that it was a little bit cheesy. There was some mention of some pop culture references that they of course had to change to like not get copywritten, and I don't know how to feel about that. Overall, I did really enjoy it. I thought it was such a fun and interesting little read. It was cute, it was quirky, and it was enjoyable. As far as Fear the Flames goes, I am only on page 135. I am not going to be able to finish this in this vlog because I just have kind of ran out of time. It's taken me a little bit longer to film this video than I had originally anticipated, and I've just got a lot of stuff going on. We are going to finish this up on our own time. I will give my thoughts and a wrap up coming soon. So let's quickly go back through every book that we read just to kind of wrap things up. We started out with Nancy Drew. I think I am gonna stick with giving this book like a 3.75 star. I really did enjoy this overall. Was it like a favorite? No. Was it super predictable? Yes. But do I still love Nancy Drew? Absolutely. And do I want to read more Nancy Drew books? You know it. Was super duper predictable. That's okay. And then I also read Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. And I think like a 3.5 is accurate, maybe even a 3.25. I really didn't enjoy this book that much at all. And that sucks. And I'm very upset about that because I really did enjoy A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but that's okay. I didn't really love the mystery in this. So if I didn't really love the mystery, then I'm not going to be hooked. With what happened at the end of this book, I am super duper excited for the final book in the series. So maybe we will be picking that up soon. And then we also read Seraphina and the Black Cloak. I really enjoyed this graphic novel. I still think about going and picking up the regular novel and reading like the whole series at some point. I think that would be like super duper fun. I definitely am contemplating doing that this fall. This can be a book that's on my fall TBR. Even though my fall TBR is always a mile and a half long, I digress. And then, of course, the last two books that we just talked about is Fear the Flames and Summer Vamp. So, that is the completed books for the video. I definitely think that I did do really well. I mean, 5 books out of, well, we'll say 4.5, because I did get almost halfway through this one. It's pretty good, I would say, for me in a week. Working a full-time job and completing 4.5 books, pretty decent. Do keep in mind, some of these were graphic novels, so that helped. That is it for today's video. We also completed the prompts. We did complete all of the prompts. I'm very proud of that statement. I love doing Summerween, and also a big thank you to Gabby Reads for hosting this readathon again this year. I cannot wait to see what happens with the readathon next year. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Comment down below if you all participated in Summerween, and if you did, what did you read? Did you complete all the prompts? Did you have a good time? If you didn't complete Summerween, or if you didn't even participate in Summerween and you're still here and you're still watching this, think about doing Summerween next year because it is a good time. But if you didn't complete Summerween, what are you currently reading? What are you currently up to? You up to anything? fun. I'm definitely excited to get back into Summerween. I'm definitely excited to get back into some summer reading, although I am kind of yearning for reading more fall spooky books. I'm gonna try to hold off until September. Also, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Helps out the channel, makes my heart smile. That's a heart, there we go. You know how it be around here. We try to upload around here every Monday. No, here we go again with the Monday. We try to upload around here every Sunday and Thursday at 6 p.m. EST. That does not always happen, so make sure you're tapping that subscribe button and also hitting that post notification bell as well, so you will be notified right when I upload a video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.